What's up, YouTube? I got a question that I said I would cover as soon as I got home. And luckily for this guy, it's been a little slow today, so I'm going to take a short nap after I make this video. And by the time it's done processing and uploading, I'll be awake and I'll be going back out to make some more money. But and it's funny because a few days ago, I just got done telling the guy that anybody that's been watching my channel for any length of time, you guys know that generally speaking, I don't directly answer questions. And one guy was angry at me because somebody typed a comment in one of my videos and he asked like 4 questions and I didn't answer any of them. I just told him, this is good. The truth will make you feel a certain way. Keep it up, right? And the dude was like, why don't you directly answer questions? And there's several reasons why, because I encourage you guys not to go to man for knowledge. Just understand what is true and naturally obtain the knowledge yourself. Because when you go to other men for knowledge, you're putting a ceiling or a cap on the amount of possible knowledge you can obtain in life, right? Versus if you just learn the shit your own and you just get the shit yourself, then there is no limit. Even the sky isn't the limit, right? But nonetheless, I'm going to directly answer these questions because at the end of the day, everybody knows the answers to these questions, but I get it. Sometimes my inner voice is telling me he even knows the answer to these questions that he's asking, but nonetheless, my inner voice is saying that despite him knowing, he needs to just be directly told. So he asked a couple of questions here. Should a man have multiple sexual... Oh, wait, hold on. I think first he asks, what is a unicorn? So yeah, first he basically asks, what is a unicorn? And a unicorn just basically means a woman that's not like other women. Now, what type of unicorn you seek depends entirely on what your specific goals are and what you want in a woman. I realized a long time ago that because I have very specific long-term goals, I can't take this path with any regular woman. People tell me all the time, just pick a good-looking woman and tame her and train her and go from there, right? But the law was the tree, man. It had the power to teach man good and evil. It neither protected him from the good, nor did it place him. It neither protected him from evil, nor did it place him in good, but it created death for all who ate from it. For when man said, eat from this tree, don't eat from that tree, that was the beginning of death, right? Nag Hammadi, Book of Phillips. For those of you guys wondering, the Nag Hammadi is a compilation of books that were removed from the Bible. Now, I'm not a Christian, I'm not religious, I don't follow God. But what I just said, I think emphasizes what I'm specifically looking for in a woman. Now, all women to some degree do need to be influenced to get with your program if they're going to be with you. But essentially what I'm looking for in a woman is somebody who gets it without needing to be babysat, if that makes sense. Because men and women both need to kind of get it on their own. Women, because they're women, they still kind of need to be told some things and influenced. But if you're walking this path and you're with a woman who can't get it on their own, you're in trouble. So what is a unicorn for me? What I'm looking for in a woman is going to be different from what you're looking for in a woman because I have specific goals that are different from yours. So his next question is, should a man have multiple sexual experiences before he finds a unicorn so he can practice more and understand women, although getting them is easier than keeping them, true? Or is it better to get in a relationship when you have no experience with a good woman when he has a chance and go from there because she's so hard to find nowadays, he might miss the opportunity with her? Thoughty Yadi Yadi once told me something when I was an active player in Pirate 101, right? She tried to imply that she was a unicorn. Because I used to tell guys just treat all women the same and she'll show that she's different if she is. And the Thoughty Yadi Yadi was like, well, if you do that, you may miss the unicorn. And it's ironic because she was cheating on, and no, guys, it wasn't with me this time. But we called her slipping, right? She was dating this guy named Logan. Those of y'all from the Power 101 community, y'all know who Logan is and y'all know about what happened. So she was dating a guy named Logan and we called her slipping, right? She said something along the lines, yeah, this is a great relationship. I can fuck whoever I want and there's nothing he does about it. And so, but she was saying, she was trying to imply she was a unicorn, right? Okay. Nonetheless, she does have a point. So I want to break this down into several things, right? You can find a unicorn, but if you're not a unicorn yourself, you're not going to keep that unicorn. You're not even going to get her in the first place because you attract what you are. Individuals who stand out attract other individuals who stand out, and not a single one of the chicks I dated were normal people. So granted, they weren't unicorns either, but they were not normal people. So how are you going to have the skill points and the experience points to keep a unicorn in the first place if you don't know what you're doing? Is it better because, oh wait a minute, is it a double standard to expect such a woman when he has participated in hookup short-term fun without hesitations and at a young age? A lot of people in the modern generation don't seem to comprehend that men and women are two completely different sexes and they have completely different brains. Now, we're still human beings at the core, but how we view the world is different. Women get aroused and turned on when they find out you've been with multiple women. A chick asked me my body count a few days ago, and I told her, I was just honest. I told her I stopped keeping counts. You know what I'm saying? Those are the things that turn women on because for whatever reason, a woman's brain operates like this. If he's been with this amount of women, if all of my friends want him, if he's fucked my friends, then there must be something special to him for this many women to gravitate towards him. Men, we think the opposite. Oh, she fucked half the town, she's a whore, right? Men are repulsed by the idea of a woman sleeping around, but women are aroused by the idea of a man sleeping around, even if they don't admit it. So when you understand that our brains are opposites with a lot of things, including this, you begin to realize why, yes, it is a double standard because we're not the same. Before you go looking for a unicorn, you have to first accept that men and women are different. Even a unicorn woman is still going to be a woman that's different from other women. Her brain is still going to be wired like a female. If you meet this unicorn and you tell her that you've never been with a girl before, that you're a virgin, just watch how quick her vagina dries up. Your chances of getting that unicorn is going to go from here all the way down to 0. Now, but it's a tricky situation because while you're being promiscuous, while you're sampling different women, you're going to need to have that inner voice that's going to tell you when you found a unicorn. And then you're going to need to be able to turn that trigger off and focus on the prize. Now, I know I worded that kind of like unicorns are everywhere. But unicorns, man, it is so fucking hard to find men that get it, even harder to find women that get it. But the reason I'm wording it to you this way is you have to know what you're doing by the time you meet a unicorn. Otherwise, you won't be able to keep her. Now, women, they have a little bit of a tricky situation because women have an even greater challenge. They need to keep themselves inexperienced while simultaneously developing the skill points to keep a unicorn guy when they find one. So just be lucky, just be happy that you were born a man. Even though it's impossible difficulty for you, it's beyond impossible difficulty for a woman. Because we at least have the freedom to sample different women because women like men that can sample different women, right? We have the luxury of being able to get that experience, being able to learn and develop skill points from our experiences, knowing that the opposite sex is going to want us more, and knowing that other men are not going to judge us for doing so. So it's a little bit easier for us, even though it's impossible difficulty for us. Women have the beyond impossible task of they have to remain pure in order to attract that unicorn while somehow developing the skill points at a young age when their brains are not fully developed in order to keep that unicorn. That's another benefit that we have, right? And how our brains are opposite. Women prefer older men, men prefer younger women. So you got all these stupid red pillars that say that men are at a disadvantage and women live life on easy mode. The reality is men are at the advantage and women live life on beyond impossible difficulty. Our lives are harder initially, but then it becomes much easier for us than women. Versus women, they have very easy early lives, but then insanely difficult later lives if they didn't make optimal decisions in the beginning. So now I'm not telling you to just go and fuck everything that moves. That's not what I'm telling you. What I am telling you is that you're gonna have several failed relationships. You're gonna have several failed situations before you get to the point where you know what to do when you do meet a unicorn. That's what I'm telling you. I had a situation yesterday where, the old me would have said something that would have just made everything worse. But because of my past experiences and because, I know what to do in certain situations now, I handled it a little bit differently. But so yeah, what is a unicorn for you depends on what your life goals are and depends on what you want in a woman. What I'm looking for, I guarantee it's not going to be what you're looking for. Nonetheless, in order to actually keep that unicorn and to attract her in the first place, as a man, you're going to need to know what you're doing before you even meet her. Because she's a unicorn, there's going to be other men that are near you in the hierarchy that also want that woman. So you have to be better than them to get this chick and score her. It's not hard to be better than most men in 2024, but you get what I'm saying. Now, to any females that watch this video, you guys have it harder because you need to develop the skill points to keep the unicorn that you guys will find, but you're going to need to remain inexperienced so that you actually can keep this guy interested in you in the first place. Because I'm telling you right now, man, it's not something that you can really train out of a guy. Men are just naturally repulsed by the idea of a woman that he's interested in sleeping around with a bunch of guys, right? Plus, men that are experienced, we've seen firsthand how as a woman has more and more sex partners and has been with more and more guys, she slowly and surely gets more and more destroyed. Because again, men and women are not the same. A man can be with different women and he'll get stronger and he'll learn from those experiences. Women, on the other hand, for whatever reason, when they're with a bunch of different guys, it just drains them. It makes them more depressed. It makes them more psycho. It slowly and surely ruins them. So I know some people that don't know how to read between the lines are going to call this video sexist. I don't give a fuck. Mr. Peterhustle, I've been reading your comments, man. You seem like an intelligent guy. So I think you'll get it, man. I don't even think you needed this video. But nonetheless, if this video was required to give you an extra boost, an extra push, then hopefully it helps you out. But until then, guys, I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace.